Hello. I'm just making this video because there's a couple other videos on YouTube for the scanguage E, and they are horrible. They don't explain it well. The quality's crappy. But anyway, I'll get right to it. Okay, so what we have is the scanguage E. Okay, and there's my fuel economy, meaning the average, and it's 23.9. So anyway, let's start with the scan tool. The scan tool, well, I don't have any codes, check engine lights or anything, so it'll just come up no codes. But then go back, the green button, the button with the green ring is to go back to the main menu. So anyway, the gauges, there's MPG, so when I'm driving it'll show me instant MPG, so if I hammer on the gas it'll show like 10, if I am coasting it'll show like 60 something or higher. But anyway, the gallons per hour is a really cool feature, and it will tell you how much gallons you're using in an hour. So for example, I'm going to turn on the air conditioning and it's going to say, right now it says around 25, okay? I turn on the air conditioning full blast and it switches around high 30s. So I'm going to turn it off now and it goes back to 25. So that is a very cool feature. And you got your miles per hour. I'm sitting still so you can't see it. You got your RPMs. And it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's really instant. You got your throttle position. Okay. Just a second. Okay. Anyway, you got your throttle position, TPS. Well, that is kind of a useless thing, but it's cool. Yes. You got your Fahrenheit water temperature, which is 197. And as you can see, mine's at 195, so that's accurate. And let's and TCO stands for today's carbon dioxide, and that's 2.1. Okay, and then the CO2. Okay, it doesn't change unless you're in drive. Oh, there it goes. But anyway, then DFC stands for days fuel costs, and that's how many how much money I spent today. And then the average, like I said, now this is a different average. This average in the gauge section will zero out every time you turn off the car. So once you turn on the car for a second time, it'll start from 0 and then average out your trip. So if you're going like just up to the roadways, is not that useful. TFC, and that's the trip fuel cost. Once again, that's just something there. And CPM, that stands for cost per mile. It's reading 4 nines because I'm not moving, but if I was, it would show me live feedback of what my cost per mile is, depending on how hard I am or soft I am on the gas. Volt, I think that's pretty cool because you can leave your car. You can tell if your battery's good or not. And IA stands for intake air temperature. Yeah. And then FPR stands for fuel pressure. Once again, it's not showing anything because I'm not moving. And then there's that gallons per hour again. And the ignition timing is 13. Once again, for all you technical car guys, you understand what that's meaning and what's bad and what's not. And load, that is the horsepower I'm generating. So right now I'm generating 33 horsepower. And because I'm, once again, parked, it's not showing the full power. LP means loops, the fuel loop system closed, and in manual it says that it will display on some cars, but most cars it won't. So, but that's not important. And manifold air pressure. And there's your MPG again. Miles per hour, RPM, and then we're right back at the beginning. Okay, so if you want to go have your personal pick of the two gauges, you can push those right side buttons, but if you want just the scan gauges pick, you just go through, and actually going through these buttons, it'll pick the I guess more important ones. So it won't pick all of them, but anyway, so now we're done with this gauge part. Now we go to trip, and this is one I use the most. Okay, tank. This is what you want to be in if you want to know your true average for the full tank of gas. So, because if you're in tank mode and you turn the car off and then an hour later turn it back on, it will still say 23.6. It won't erase and start again like in the gauge category. So anyway, there's my average, and there's how much gas I've used, and that I love that feature. As you can see, it's around, from the quarter mark, I've used about 3 gallons. And that's accurate because 3, 6, 9, 12, yeah. So my car's around the 13-gallon tank, so that's pretty accurate. Anyway, max temperature, that is saying how hot my car was total since I reset it. Distance 70 miles, 0.2. As you can see, it says 70.2 right there, so that's accurate. Max RPM. Since my max RPM was 5,788. Hours I've driven since my fill up, 3.5 hours. Max speed 71. Average speed 20. Cost $10. And that's accurate too, because it costs around 40 something now for my car, so 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40. So that's pretty accurate now. CO2, really could care less. So anyway, there was the trip, the tank, category, and that's what you want to be in if you want to get your average for the full tank of gas. Okay? Now to empty. Another cool feature I love about this thing. 211 miles till E. Now, the thing about the scan gauge is it goes down in somewhat small increments on S5, meaning it won't go down 210, 209, 208. It'll go down 207, 203, 199. So yeah, you don't want to push it to the limit. Like, you want to follow the instruction manual to go only to 50 miles left. But anyway, Fuel, that's how much fuel I have left. Okay. And once again, that is accurate because I only used 3 gallons and it's 9 gallons to E. Time, that is a cool part. 11 hours until I have to fill up, roughly. Oh man, what is that? Okay. And then we're back at the beginning. Distance 211 to E. Okay. Now the current, you go to, this is the section also that will erase, this is on a clock, so after 24 hours is up, it'll reset, or you can clear before that time is up. Okay. View. Well, I'm not moving, so I won't read anything. And that's how much I've used today. Max, distance, 0. See, I don't really get in this current setting what it's doing, so I don't use it. Yeah, max speed 5, honestly, it's kind of stupid. So I don't use it. And then you got today. Oh, I'm sorry. Current means what since I turned on the car just a few minutes ago, so that's why I wasn't reading much. But anyway, that was the max speed I went. So it cost 304. CO2. Fuel economy 24.8. And fuel, I used almost a gallon of gas today, which is accurate. Water mat, temperature, distance 21, and that was only for today. Like I said, I went 70 on the tank, but 21 today. Hours 1.1, max speed 61, average 19, cost 305. And that's right, because we were at the tank part. CO2. Alright, now we're back at the beginning again. Previous day, I'm gonna display because it'll just show you what your previous day stuff was. And now we're back at the tank. Okay, so now here comes the setup part. You go to more. Okay, to fill up, you go to, here, let me show you again. More, fill up, you hit this arrow to fill up. I don't want to do it because it'll erase it. So if you're in the middle of a tank and you go to fill up and you hit the arrow, it automatically resets it, so you're not going to get accurate feedback. So anyway, you hit the top arrow to just go to the next one. Display means lamp high, low. That it didn't change color, it just went back, it just turned the red light backlight off. So I want high to match my gauges. Color red. I want that color because once again it matches my gauges. Program color, you can try to make your own color, but I don't really care for that. Okay. Whoops. Program color, no. And now we're back at the beginning. So let's go more. Mode, I don't know. You should not have to mess with it. It says in the manual for cars like not in the lower 90s models, you might have to switch to something else, but don't mess with that. Version is just going to tell you it's a 7.12, and then if you push this arrow, it will just go to displaying the company name. Reset, there's no point to unless it freezes, which it shouldn't. Setup, you can go kilometers or miles, gallons or liters, Celsius or Fahrenheit. pressure or whatever that, I forget what that is, but anyway, PSI or kPa. Engine, I think this is important. I don't know if this affects the accuracy of the miles to empty, I don't know, or the average MPG or something, but just put your engine size. Mine's a 2.2. Tank, I have 12 because when I was really low on gas, it was really close to being accurate, but it's a little bit off, so I'm experiencing. Mine's a 14. Gas type, diesel, hybrid, for those Toyota Priuses. LPG, but for most people you want gas. Currency, cents, or other stuff. CO2 unit. I selected pound just to select it. Advanced setup, you won't need to do it, but if you want to get all technical about it, sure, go ahead. Rate normal, meaning that's how fast it reads the information. If you want it fast, I heard in the manual that you don't want to select fast if you don't have to, because it won't be accurate then. Speed compensation. This is for cars that if you're going 10 miles an hour and your speedometer said 10 miles an hour, but your scan gauge says like 15, you can compensate for that by pushing this button or this button. So, see? 1% probably equals, and cutoff. Now this is a feature that it'll detect fuel injectors when they cut off, and it's not doing anything to your engine, it's just displaying it. It won't affect if you set it. The preset, the factory number is 14, but I found that if going down the highway around 60 to 70, it will display 999 for the instant MPG because it's at 14. So if you don't want, because I guess if it gets to a certain high MPG, like 100 and something, it'll shut off, but the screen will read 999. But just to fix that, you just set it to 0 by pushing this arrow or the arrow across. And PIDs, what's that mean? I don't really understand that, but it's not something you'll need. Liters. LHK is liters per 100 kilometers. And once again, it was on when I got it, so I just left it like that. DTC means I don't know, but once again, advanced menu is really, there's nothing in it that you'll have to use except if your speed is not accurate on the screen. So sleep means at 0 RPM it will shut off, or you could set it to RPM higher and it'll shut off. Once again, it's no point. And goal graph means you can have the average or the goal, and if you select goal, it'll bring you to a whole nother section saying what is your goal to reach in gas economy. G rate 5. Once again, it's nothing you'll need to use or do. Rate normal. Okay, well now we're back at the beginning. Okay, well that concludes the video of the scan gauge E, and And once again, it's really accurate. You just have to know what you're doing and set it up right for it to act right. So I'm glad I made this video, so now you guys will be able to get a good grasp on how to use it and what it's for and how accurate it is, instead of that crappy video quality when you can't see anything. Okay, bye.